the important stuff that happened the past weekend. We're gonna talk about Mortal Kombat. All right, we need to talk about Mortal
Oh yeah.
Kombat. And just heads up, we're gonna talk about spoilers. Okay, we're talking about spoilers because no one gives a shit about the plot and everything. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna
Come
talk
on,
about
it's a riveting plot.
we're gonna we're gonna talk about spoilers. We're gonna talk about what's well. I'll talk more about the original because I watched the hell out of it growing up. So I will tell you. There's a lot of difference between the first and the one that came out like 20 years ago. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. So this is my co-host. This is my co-host Adam. I'm Gabe, and welcome to episode 9 of Somewhere in Between. Intro. All right, here we go. So Mortal Kombat. So came out what 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, at this point it's been about 2 weeks, I think,
Jesus.
on HBO Max exclusive. I was wondering this because I've been hogging HBO Max off of a friend. It's a little off topic, but are all these movies that are on HBO Max going to theaters too?
Yeah,
Like
I I,
I
I
didn't
watched
see
it.
anything about like, Mortal Kombat. Oh, it did. Okay, so you did
Yeah,
see it in
I
theaters.
did. I did see it in
I know who
theaters.
Godzilla was, but I didn't know if Mortal Kombat was.
Yep, it was in theaters. We went to the Bay City Mall to watch it. That was the only one close to us for a theater.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
next
there's no
one,
theater in Saginaw anymore now.
nope, not anymore. Effing COVID. But anyway, so
Mm.
we watched Mortal Kombat, and I have to say, overall, I enjoyed for what it was. I liked the cheesy dialogue. I liked everything about it. I think for me, the only gripe that I have was Raiden. That was the only part I didn't like.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to. Didn't Thomas Jane play the original Raiden in the
I
first one?
believe so. The original one, yes.
Like the 90s
The
one.
'90s, the
I gotta
'90s
figure that
Raiden.
one out
The
because that's the same guy who plays the original Punisher, if I'm not mistaken. Mortal
Holy shit!
Kombat.
Wow. Yeah,
Um, I didn't have a problem with Raiden.
I did. I think it's because I'm so used to being Raiden as a white male god, and he has white hair, and I'm just kind of like it's so like it's like that wasn't my Raiden growing up. I guess I'll say. I mean, I know what they
Not
were
my
trying to.
Raiden.
Yeah, hashtag not my Raiden. I guess they were trying to do something different, but like they went like way different. I guess that was my gripe was just having like Asian Raiden trying to be all serious and stuff like that. And
Yeah, it's not Thomas Jane, by the way. It's
I
somebody
was
totally
oh
different.
I
So
was
I
gonna
take that
say
back.
it wasn't yeah I was gonna say it wasn't the Punisher guy. No way.
It just
um
reminds me of Thomas Jane.
yeah they look alike now that you think about it. Yeah, that was one gripe that I have was I think they just miscast Raiden. I think that was the missed casting thing. But I think everyone else who played their roles, I think they were fine. And the main character I can give two shits about. It was something Cole. I think that was his.
Just Cole, I think.
I think it was
I
Cole.
don't know.
But he had no importance throughout that whole entire movie besides getting beat up on the entire movie.
Yeah, I couldn't stand Cole. I thought he was kind of a whiny little brat. I don't know. He was just kind of a throwaway character. I don't understand why they chose him. Like, because he's not in Mortal Kombat, like from the
No, he
games,
was
right?
he was an original. He was an original character that made up for this
Really?
movie. Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
because the entire time in that whole movie, I'm trying to figure out of all the Mortal Kombat characters in my head, I'm like, I have no idea who this is. Like, I know it's not Liu Kang because he would have. He's like he's not an MMA fighter or a UFC fighter, and he's like he wouldn't get his ass kicked by this guy, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know why they didn't just. I mean, yeah, I guess my overall take on it is funny because my brother reached out to me. He's like, "Have you seen Mortal Kombat yet?" And just like literally the last like 6 hours. And I said, "Yeah." And he was asking me what I think, and I said it was stupid, but it was entertaining, and it was
yes,
like everything I needed to see because look, it's about a competition. Mortal Kombat. Those that don't know, I mean, I'm sure you kind of know if you watch this. Mortal Kombat is a video game that's based off of. I mean, the video game is basically centered around PvP fighting game, centered around Mortal Kombat, which is this like uh, big competition, and whoever wins the competition can take over the world or something like that. And there's Outer World and there's Earth Realm, This is coming from somebody that has never really played any of these games. Like my experience with these games are limited to whatever Gabe played in front of me when I was growing up. I literally have never been a Mortal Kombat fan. I mean, I like the original movie, but it's not like anything special. This movie, I think, was awesome. I mean, everybody knows Scorpion. I think they got Scorpion down, and that was like 50% of what everything I was expecting was from Scorpion, and it delivered on all fronts. Um, yeah, I mean, the main character was super dry. I don't understand the reason why you put an original character as the main protagonist. It seems like you'd want to put, somebody that's like a
like a
hardcore,
like a low tier Mortal Kombat character. You'd be like, oh, okay, I know
yeah,
who he is, and then they grow from
or
there.
it should have just been Sonya and is it Jax?
Yeah, Jax.
It should have just been them two as the main character. You
Yeah,
could have
just
taken
like
out Cole entirely.
could have just started with them trying to be like, we need to find these main fighters. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah, and
good, I'm fine with that.
the first scene could have been uh the scene where Sub Zero. Well, the second scene, I guess. I don't know. I like the way it opens up with Scorpion, but the first time you see him, it could be you know Sub Zero hunting Sonya and Jax, and that's how Jax gets killed. Killed.
Yeah,
And then Sonya escapes and somehow finds refuge somewhere else with another main character, or maybe just she's the only one in the desert that's walking around. But I thought Cole was the most. Not only was the character just boring and written boring, but the actor was ridiculously cardboard. It was almost a joke. I feel like, because of COVID, my tolerance for shitty movies is like dropped so low. Like I can handle everything. Like Mortal Kombat to me should be nominated for Best Picture if movies don't step it up in the next 12 months. But yeah, overall, I really liked it.
yeah. I think. Oh, then the movie made out to be like Scorpion and Sub Zero were gonna be a lot in the movie, but Scorpion only appeared in like the intro, like the 8 minutes of the movie. Then we never see him ever again until like the very end. I'm kind of like, oh, I was like, where has he been the entire time? That's what kind of
Yeah,
threw
no,
me
I
off.
agree.
That's what threw me off. I'm like, the parts where he's like, get over here. It's like, yeah, that's like near the very end of the movie. I'm kind of like, where was this guy the entire time? Well, you see like little bits of here when Cole, I guess that's his ancestor or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, you freed me from hell. Now I can take my revenge on Sub-Zero now all of a sudden. All you needed was my drop of blood from my knife." I was like, "That's it?" I could have done that
Yeah, I don't know.
could have done
I
that in
wish
the
they
middle
would
of
have
the movie.
showed. I would have. I probably would have just cut out Cole and that whole family subplot,
Yep.
and then Scorpion still would have been a small part in the movie and came in at the end to save Jax and Sonya probably, and then maybe another new character that's like the main protagonist or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I liked everything they did with Scorpion. I mean, I think it's the original storyline, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I vaguely know
They
about the.
they flip flop. What's the funny story is that they flip flop. Sub Zero originally is on the good guys team and Scorpion's on the bad team, so they flip flop those
Yeah.
roles in the movie. What else did they do? Out for like the characters and everything, like the main cast, I'll get to Kano later because he's the guy who carried the whole movie in my opinion.
Oh
He's
yeah.
the best part in the whole movie. I think they got Kong Lao down. I think he was pretty good. They did get Goro. Goro actually looked like Goro, so that was pretty cool.
Yep.
And the guy who played Cabal, I was not expecting Cabal to be in the movie, and whoever cosplayed him in that movie was on point. I thought it was a really good Cabal costume and outfit. I think, like I said, Raiden and I think Melina were the only two characters that were off based on what
Yeah, Melina was
appearance.
not. She didn't seem like, from what I remember, like she was a little bit more brutal in the
Oh yeah,
in the video game. I feel like her jaws and like her fangs or whatever it was a little bit more crazy. Like
yeah.
that's like a centerpiece of her, and I feel like they didn't really show that part off because it was like
No,
cut out of the budget. I think.
I just thought it was just like, oh, it's a woman with a bad lip piercer, something like that, or it had some like bad makeup on her. And it's like, oh, just wipe it off.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that they
Yeah.
missed the ball with Raiden and Melina, but like all the other characters, I think they did a fantastic job, just like how they look and how they acted. That was pretty dope. I think the funny thing was I remember when Jax got his arms torn up or whatever, and they got like
That's just
the
like the video game.
yeah, no, Sub
Like
Zero.
that's
Sub
the
Zero. No, it wasn't Sub Zero. It was actually Quan Chi who got rid of his arms or tore his arms. It was Quan Chi who did it
oh,
in the video games, but they made Sub Zero do
okay.
it. But anyway, um, like when he got his first arms put together, and I was like, look at these wimpy little arms, man. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, he better have an upgrade or something, you know. And
Yeah, I
luck,
don't know if I really like the whole dragon tattoo, like
yeah, that
gotta find your chi kind of thing. I don't know if I like that. Like I would have rather them like use science for Jax to like come back like an Iron
like
Man type
like they made
like
like
built it in the cave and fixed his arms himself like and then I don't know. It took something away from it that it was like this divine, like, oh, you're designed, for, you have the tattoo,
you're the
you're
one.
going to be part of the Mortal Kombat. I didn't like that. I thought it would have been better if it was just like a free for all. It's like, oh, these are the guys that are, the most competent fighters on Earth realm. We got to kill them.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been cooler. And it wouldn't have been so much about like Destiny. It would have been almost like a mystery, like Sonya loses Jax at the beginning, and she's like, well, I got to track down
Who
who I gotta get more. I gotta find some allies because we know Mortal Kombat's coming based off of all the stuff that's happening, but we don't know when it's happening. And right now it's just me against everybody. So
Yeah.
I'd almost make Sonya the main character.
I think she should. I thought it was funny where
she's one of the best characters in the movie. I thought.
oh, she was. She was one of the good. She had everyone had whoever did the whole cast. He did a good job on it. Yeah, the whole like you got to find your whole chi thing. I was kind of like, okay, whatever, you know. It's a video game movie. I'm not expecting much.
Yeah, I mean, instead of showing that kind of montage of how they like found their chi, you could have sacrificed that to show, because that makes Kano kind of stupid. You could have made you could have had just a training montage of that, and then it would have been like cut with Jax rebuilding his arms. And then, because that's the only negative part about Kano. I mean, Kano really kind of takes this movie, and I don't really. I mean, I vividly remember him from the games. Is he in the original movie too?
Yep, he was in the original.
He really had
he had a small role in that. I think he only appeared. He's like, "Hey, I'm back," or something to the original Sonya, and then I think he was only in the movie for like 5 or 8 minutes tops, and that was it.
Yeah, and I remember him being in the remember when there was like a YouTube like an official Mortal Kombat YouTube video?
Mm-hmm.
And Kano was in it, and Kano was awesome. I don't know if you saw that, but that's
is that the web series?
Yeah, it was actually really, really good. I think it was like 5 or 6 episodes, and Kano is like one of the best part. Like he's way more true to form, and it would again instead of taking away this chi thing where all of a sudden he's got this eye, because in the
original he had a robotic
game,
he had like a robotic
it's like an implant. So then you have this parallel with him on the bad side trying to repair his eye, and you have Jax repairing his arms, like using science and engineering or whatever to fix that. It would have been a lot better, I think.
Yep.
But such it is. I think I'm glad for what we got. I mean, I wasn't. Let's just say I was expecting like a 4 out of 10, and I probably got a 5 out of 10, 5 to 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I'm expecting a 2 out of 5, and I got a 3 out of 5. I think that's honest.
Yeah.
An honest review. And to me, I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna shut my brain off and
just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, and I honestly, I mean, I think the high point for me was the first scene, the first 7 minutes. They released it online before the movie came out. I didn't watch it beforehand, but the whole plot with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I think that was the best part.
Yep.
It was by far the best. It was the most well shot, I thought. The action was the best on that scene. It was better than the climax with the ice everywhere. I thought that was way better than any other fight that I can remember in the movie.
Yeah. I think the guy who played Quan Chi, I think he did a good job. You can't take away from the OG Chang Soon, or not Chang Soon. Yeah, it is Chang Soon. He's like, your soul is mine, or something like that. But yeah, I think the new one, he's the guy. I remember him. He's like, hey, that's the guy who played the banker in Batman.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that popped into my head.
I'm good with calculation.
I'm good with calculated numbers. But yeah, he did a good job in that. I think the fight scenes were good. I just like the Kung Lao did his one of his fatalities from Mortal Kombat X. I was like, oh, he put his
The
hat on
hat.
the ground and skateboard his way to the to the person and cut the body in half. Oh, I felt like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like look.
Yeah, no, I love that part. I mean, I like how they fit enough elements of the video game to make it. Oh, this was video game. Like there's plenty of examples of where they clearly took the video game into
And then put it in the movie.
concept of the movie, and that's one thing. Like, let's be honest, the video. I mean, we could talk about video game movies for the next hour, and there haven't been a whole lot of good ones, and this is probably in the top, easy within. Like, without me looking into it too much, I think this is probably in the top 3 best video game movies of all time. Like, right away. I mean, I can't think of any other better
Sonic's
ones.
number one, baby. Sonic's
You
number
think Sonic?
one.
I never saw Sonic, but
It's actually really good for what it is.
You look at like Assassin's Creed.
Never seen
it's almost it's almost unwatchable, which is sad because it's such a good story. Like the first story. And again, it's this kind of thing where they took these creative directions when they could have just taken the source material so much more directly. And it's not a thing that, oh, this wouldn't translate well on screen. It's just like, why would you change the name of a chief character when it's the same character from the movie? Like, the people that are going to come watch this are the ones that played the game for the most part.
Yeah.
And they're just going to be taken back by that. I don't know why you would do that. That's one thing they did in.
Didn't Magneto play in Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, because Michael Fassbender, he plays, for all intents and purposes, he doesn't play Ezio Auditore, but he plays Ezio. I mean, that's who he is. So, and they should have just called him Ezio and made him whoever the main character was out on the outside. I can't remember him. I can't remember who the main character is. Miles, yeah. So they should have just made him the same thing. They might have had him be Miles, but I think the character in the in the Animus is somebody else. Yeah. I just don't understand why they would do that. So
yeah.
But yeah, in terms of video game movies, I can't think of many other ones that are better. This one probably takes the cake. I don't know of any other ones that I can think of. Do you know?
I mean, besides Sonic. I was gonna say, like, there's really not much. The Super Mario movie, can't beat that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. Can't, you know what I mean? Like you said, there's really not much. I mean, you have to like really try to fail a video game movie. It's really not, it's not that much effort to.
I mean, look at like I just Googled it real quick, but like Max Payne.
Oh my god, I forgot about
that. Prince of Persia. Yeah, Tomb Raider was good, decent. The Angry Birds movie.
Oh my god.
This list on Rotten Tomatoes is ridiculous. Rampage is not anything to do with what.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Monster Hunter. I never watched that when it came out recently with Mila Jovovich. There's a Final Fantasy movie apparently, like a live action movie. I don't know what that is.
Really?
The Spirits Within.
Oh, that was a long, long time ago. That was a CGI one. Yeah, that was a CGI one.
And then you have like the Resident Evil movies, which are pretty bad.
How those movies have like 5 or 6 movies is unbelievable to me because I never
those
saw
are unwatchable.
I never saw any of them.
Yeah, these are.
I know we're getting off topic. I know we're going on about the video game movies, but I want to give credit to the one actor and the one character who put the entire movie on its back, and that was Kano.
Oh yeah,
Kano.
Kano's the best.
I would never thought in a million years Kano would be the best thing in the whole Mortal Kombat movie. He was hilarious from the moment he went on screen until the very end. He was so great in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him. His humor was much needed for like how wooden the other characters were. He made it. I think part of the reason why he was so good is because how wooden the main character Cole was in the movie. Like if Cole would have been a decent main character, I don't think he would have been. Kano wouldn't have been good, but he definitely brought something to the movie that needed to happen. It was like the right element of humor. So
humor. The best part was where he just got his superpowers. Like I shot lasers. I'm not. He would have something about like like Liu Kang's I'm not throwing pussy fireballs, no offense, or something like that. I just remember he was like he said something about someone's superpowers, and I oh man, the guy who played it, he did a fantastic job, did a really great job. Um, I'm pretty sure because like I know like a lot of people died in this movie. I'm pretty sure they'll do a whole time wrap thing, from what I understand from the if they do that direction, because in Mortal Kombat 11 they did the whole time travel thing, and at the very end they restarted the whole timeline. So it's kind of like where do they go from here? So who knows? But if they make another one, I'll watch it again because it's come on, it was great. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely watch it. I don't regret not watching it. I thought it was awesome.
It was just nice being in a theater again. I think that was like the great thing. I was like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in the theater in because the one near us closed. So I haven't been in the theater since I saw Tenet, like
Oh
almost
yeah, I
12 months
remember
ago at
which
this
we saw
point.
Tenet too. I forgot. Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
mean,
saw that.
yeah, it's a great movie. But yeah, overall, I was a fan of the movie. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but for what we've got in the last 12 months for movies and entertainment, I will take it all day long.
Yeah, because all these other movies have just been just serious, make you sad movies. I'm like, I don't want that shit. I want something just to have some fun, man. Like even like the God, Godzilla versus Kong. Like I turned my brain off and I thought it was a good movie.